You are listening to the Proverbs for Living a Fulfilling Life podcast. Hi, this is your host, Dr. Rick Upchurch. These Proverbs come from a lifetime of experience. My goal in sharing them with you is to help you avoid some of life's pitfalls and hopefully give you some tools to live a more fulfilling life. I hope you will ponder the proverb in this episode and take away something that you can use.
Episode 5. Excellence in all things. Now, notice that I'm saying excellence, not perfection. Perfection is rarely possible, no matter how much effort is expended. I define excellence as doing the very best that I am capable of doing. The pendulum swing for all of our actions usually ranges from dropping the ball completely to a perfectionistic ideal that is impossible to achieve. Somewhere along that pendulum swing is good enough. Jim Collins wrote in his book, Good to Great, that good is the enemy of great. His point is that when we achieve good, most of us will think that that's good enough. And when that happens, we quit aspiring to great or excellent. I want to suggest that there is a place beyond good that I have called excellent. St. Paul writes, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters," in Colossians 3:23. You've probably read this verse or heard it quoted before, but I want to break it down a little. First, let's start with that statement, whatever you do. There's a real sense of choice in that statement. It isn't restricted to what you do at work, or at home, or for your hobby, or at church, and it might as well read, "In everything you do, do it as unto the Lord." One of the real barriers most of us face in living up to this standard is that we take on too much. We allow ourselves to become too busy and take on too many responsibilities. We lack the ability to draw clear lines and set appropriate boundaries in our lives. And because of others' expectations and our inability to say no, our lives have spun completely out of control. So that almost excellent in anything becomes more of a fantasy than a reality. Instead of excellence in all things, our motto has become mediocrity in all things. Just let me stay alive. Given the fast pace of our lives, it can hardly be anything else. And when that is the case, it affects our parenting, it affects our marriages, our work, our health, our emotional stability, our devotion to God. It literally affects everything. And I'm sure you can feel that. I know that you can feel that the pace of your life is kind of like going downhill on a skateboard with no brakes and everything flashing by so quickly and feeling only a very precarious sense of balance that wobbles toward disaster with every pebble that goes under the wheels. We have to find a way to slow down, and I'll have more to say on this in other Proverbs. The second part of this verse says, "as unto the Lord," meaning that because of the reverence in which Paul is assuming his readers have toward God, that they would want to do their very best. Hopefully, you feel that way about God. But even if you don't, you can recognize what Paul is trying to say. Make that person proud of you because of the effort you have made to do the best you are capable of doing. I want to make God proud of what I do, but I have others that I want to impress as well. I remember when I got my first professional job, I immediately called my mom and dad because I knew that they would be proud of me. When I received recognition at work and shared that with my wife, I felt validated because of her pride in me. And just as importantly, when I put forth my best efforts, even when it isn't acknowledged by others, I know it, and I feel proud of what I've done, and it increases my sense of self-worth. And when I cut corners, I know that too, and it has an effect on my self-worth as well. Not a good one. I wonder if that isn't a big part of what is affecting our society as a whole, as we see so many struggling with self-worth issues because we are living in the land of mediocrity. So, make this proverb, excellence in all things, your personal motto. Build a reputation of someone who does things right, as someone who puts their entire energy into the task, their whole heart. Consider every act from the perspective of how you would present your efforts to God for review. So it all comes down to two key concepts here. First, focus your efforts and limit your commitments. Not only will you be able to do a better job on those things you do focus upon, you will be happier and more self-fulfilled. Second, do your best so that you and God can be proud of what you've done. Your reputation will follow you, so always, always strive for excellence.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to this podcast and leave a comment. I love reading fan comments. In every case, the information in these Proverbs is merely the tip of the iceberg of information related to that specific topic. If you find that one or more of these particularly resonate with you, do a little research in the area, and I'm sure you will find more information that will help you. Don't hesitate to leave me a message. I'll be glad to help or point you in the right direction. May God bless you and strengthen you on your journey.